Hello, greetings all. It's me, Steve here. How you doing? I had to get this one quick because they're doing hammering and banging and drilling and all sorts in this block for the last few days. I'm still waiting for the part for me heating. I'm off on my travels again this week as well, but hopefully they'll get it sorted. I just thought I'd show you a few new additions, which ain't many, and also what's been spinning video as well. And the first CD was Greg the Egg, Blackmore Rules in Canada. I believe he played this CD or something similar in his car once, and it's the band Blue Oyster Cult, and I was absolutely shocked how good this live album actually is. I don't know if it's the exact one Greg held up, but I've been playing it a lot just recently. It's absolutely brilliant. If you like 70s rock, it's fair to say they were heavily influenced by Deep Purple. This will be right up your street. What did it for me was Don't Fear the Reaper, not one of my favourite songs. I remember when it came out, and that, believe it or not, was in 1976, and I didn't like it whatsoever. But if you look at most of these, that's the only sort of weak track on this album. The rest of the stuff is just amazingly good, and there you have it there. I just thoroughly enjoyed this live album all weekend, and it's just been constantly played. Bruce Dickinson, apparently these are a series. They've done one for Judas Priest, and what they've done is they've picked best of their live tracks and remastered them and made it into a series. And this is the Blue Oyster Cult one. And Bruce Dickinson of Iron Maiden apparently picked all the tracks. Just a bit of useless information there. But there's a booklet action there. You've got some nice pictures, and it's really, really good. Apparently when they recorded Don't Fear the Reaper, they never used to record what they did on that album. They all went away and did their own thing and bought records back with them. And one of them was Don't Fear the Reaper. Before, when they recorded their albums, they recorded them all together. But to me, I mean, I listened to the song, but it didn't do anything for me whatsoever. But the other songs were just really, really amazing. That's what all the other CDs you get on this series as well. But I absolutely have really enjoyed this record. It's got a killer start, like Are You Ready to Rock? Me 262 is a good one. Godzilla and all sorts. Just absolutely brilliant CD, and thoroughly enjoyed it. So that's a bit of a new discovery for me. I never realised Blue Oyster Cult were that good. Thanks, Greg, for bringing that to my attention. The next record, I wasn't going to show it, but I will. Metal Mickey held it up the other day, and I thought £3 for this. This is Onslaught and Steve Grimmett. And basically, I think it's 2015, and I played it once and I switched it off. It's just not good. Well, put it this way, I didn't find it very good. It's just too tedious. I mean, Steve Grimmett's vocals are absolutely brilliant, but when you consider the pedigree, what's on this album, some of the people who are playing, it's just a bit lackluster. Now, Metal Mickey might not agree with me, or some other people might not agree, but that's how I found it. I didn't enjoy it at all, and I should give it, be fair to it, I'll give it another go, and this will probably be going back to the record store. If not, I'll give it, if anybody wants it on the VC, give me a shout. But I felt bad, because Metal Mickey spoke so highly about it. And when he mentioned Onslaught, I thought that's one of my favourite thrash bands, and they're just amazing. And when you listen to this record, it's just not there. It was just not what I was expecting of them. But the best thing about it, as I said, was Steve Grimmett's vocals. But another record I bought, and I was quite shocked, and it cost me £5. Is this album? I've got it. But this is Sabotage's best one in my mind, or one of the best ones, and I forgot Gutter Ballot. You can tell my brains this morning. It's an original one as well, you can tell by the black line on Atlantic. I only paid a £5 for it. These are stupid money on various websites. Whenever you see one of these, pick it up, because if you get it sort of under a £5, I always pick this one up. But it's just absolutely brilliant. Sabotage are my third favourite band. You can't go wrong with them, and you can't go wrong with this album. And I've got it on vinyl, and it took me something like horrendous over 10 years to find it. I did 2 years ago. If you go back to my very first videos, you'll see it. But yeah, I had to pick this one up, Sabotage. Also, Cloudy was playing it, I believe, when I bought it, because he put it up on one of their Facebook pages. But yeah, that's a new edition. Well, it's not a new edition, but it's a new version. I've got it in the collection a couple of times, but it's another one. But another band I've been listening to a lot, and I have held it up, is Gravedigger. And this album, I'm not going to talk too much about it, but this is an absolute killer album. It's the brand new one. Get it. But don't eat anything when you get the zombie noises. You know, they're very realistic. Another record I've been listening to a lot, Knights of the Cross. And again, this is it's a remastered CD. Absolutely brilliant. It's talking about the Crusades and the Saracens and all this stuff. I think it was the Third Crusade. It's just a killer album. And I wonder when people listen to Gravedigger can spot all the Rammstein hooks and all their sort of music on there. It's like on this one there's at least one Rammstein song, not a song, it's when they actually sample something of theirs, and I spotted a couple on here as well. Well, I don't know what the story is, whether they're sort of Rammstein borrowing stuff off this band or vice versa. If you can listen to it, you can hear it, or either that. I've been listening to too much Rammstein. But another couple of records I thought I'd show, but everybody showed them. I've been listening to a lot just lately. It's the Testament one. This is from Mark C with a G, or Mark G with a C. This one hasn't been off my record deck. The Formation of Damnation, absolutely brilliant album. 9 out, well, give it a 10 out of 10. If you want straight through heavy metal, sort of stroke thrash metal, it's a 2008. Can't go wrong with that one. The next one, we all know it, is Firepower. The only thing is, a lot of people saying this is better than Painkiller. I don't agree with that one. Not in my humble opinion anyway. But it's a great, great album. It's definitely them back on form, but I don't think they ever lost it in the first place. Because some of the later stuff, people said are poor. I thought was pretty good. But I don't know if it's on the BC, but I've heard a couple of people compare it to Painkiller. You know, it's my humble opinion. I don't personally think it is better than Painkiller, but no doubt somebody watching this might disagree with me and think this is better than Painkiller. But that's my humble opinion anyway. And last but not least is this one. It's a new edition. It was so cheap. It was only a couple of quid. It's like that Blue Oyster Cult CD. That cost a couple of quid as well. And this is Bruce Springsteen in Dublin. None of these huge tracks on here, but there's enough to satisfy any Bruce Springsteen fan. You've got stuff like Atlantic City, Further On Up the Road, a few other bits and pieces. Blinded by the Light's a good track. Growing Up, which was just, you know, good. But if you think you've got some huge tracks like Jungle Land or Born in the USA, you just haven't got that. But I can't wait to watch this. Also, what I like about Bruce Springsteen stuff, you can see all that music you're going to get. He doesn't scrimp when it comes to live albums. You get plenty of songs. Anyway, folks, I hope you've enjoyed this little offering. Please subscribe or leave your comments below. What if you want to discuss anything I've mentioned. As I say, I'm off on my travels again this week, and it's going to be interesting because I ain't fixed me eating yet. It's going to be one of them weeks. Goodbye, folks, and be nice to each other and love one another. See ya.